There was a woman on a radio station, and she did this competition where she had to drink, like, I forget how much, but it was like practically gallons of water. And she had to, like, not pee for, I want to say, like 12 hours, or it might have been as long as she could. But no matter what it was, she couldn't pee. So she drank all this water, held in her pee, and her cells in her body started exploding because they were filled with so much water, but because she wasn't peeing and letting it out, the cells just kept overfilling and the organelles within the cell were starting to explode, killing her, and she died.
You have to really make me afraid of like overhydrating myself, didn't you?
I
Like
did, because it is dangerous.
I drink
You
water
really
when
have
I
to
need
make me
to.
afraid of cancer, don't you? It's you don't like just have a little bit of yellow in your pee. If you see a little bit of yellow in your pee, even just the tiniest smidge, you're Gucci, because that means that you're still peeing out like amino acids, like the waste from digesting nutrition. Like you're all good there. Like, and you don't want pure yellow pee because that means that you're not doing enough. But if you are pissing water, like either keep pissing or roll back on your water. Those are your two choices in life.
So even if I feel the need to drink water and I'm like, oh, I just took a piss and it's
Just
clear.
then just make sure that you keep peeing. If you feel like you need to drink water, then just piss. But also, like, see a doctor about that, maybe, if you possibly could.
I've literally always had this thing. Like I would just pee a lot. Like
Okay.
I would pee a lot. And I don't know, understand. I thought it was because my bladder is tiny. Okay, I thought my bladder was just
It
tiny.
could be that too. It could be that too. But clear pee is not a Gucci sign, fam. Not a Gucci sign.
You know what? Whatever. I just want
The
to piss
one
in
that-
peace. I'm never talking to you about my piss habits again.
My one biology teacher who did tell us that story also would constantly tell us the wildest stories. She was the most stone cold, like she was like the epitome of dry humor. Like she wasn't trying to be funny, but she'd be hilarious. Like I think we were like talking about muscle cells in like anatomy class, and there was like or like fat cells and stuff like that, and she was like, oh, it's important to have a certain amount of fat cells like in your body because they like cushion your like muscles, they cushion your bones, blah 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 blah. I forget how it came up, and like oh, she was saying like, oh, your bones shouldn't be like touching things for the most part. They should have a barrier of like muscle and fat to sort of secure them because you don't want to be sitting on straight bone. And one of the girls in class was like, well, I feel like my pelvis like against the chair, like am I supposed to be like that? And the biology teacher was like, no, you should eat more.
How to She'd be a horrible fucking nutritionist.
Yeah, well, she wasn't trying to be a nutritionist. She was just sitting there being like, you don't have enough fat in your butt. You need a fatter butt.
She's
And
just wanting
everyone in
all the
class went,
girls.
what? And she was like, it's just facts. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with her body, but if her bone is touching the seat, she doesn't have enough fat in her butt.
And then she's like, look at Robyn, look at that dump truck. Okay, that's what you want to emulate.
Damn, okay. And first going through my life, then I hear Obey Me is shutting down, and now I'm being called rotund.
Listen, life isn't that bad, okay, Robyn? It's fine. Just like, you know, honestly, good things do come to an end though with your Obey Me obsession. At least you didn't get pulled over like I did.
Oh, you got pulled over?
I will disclose right now that I am recording.
I figured.
I was like, ever since we started talking about piss, I was like, you know what? I think this sounds like a really interesting conversation.
I figured I would have been mad at you if you didn't start recording. It was golden. So,
like,
tell me, why did you, little Mr. Criminal, get pulled over?
Okay, let me explain, okay? I'm a Jersey driver just like you are, but I'm a very gutsy driver, and I hate slow things. I hate driving slow. I'm a fast driver, okay? I think we've established this. And I think I told you even the story that I accidentally ran almost through 3 red lights that one time. because I was stupid. Well, you see, I've never been pulled over before. So I've just, doing my thing. Me and my roomie, we were going to go do our laundry. And of course, I'm just zooming by. This is like 11 a.m. unemployment vibes, no one's on the road, can do whatever I want on a weekday, just chilling, And I'm just zooming in. I'm just trying to go to the laundromat. And then I see in the corner of my eye, I see I see a little cop car perched up. And I thought, maybe I'm going a bit fast, but like, I'm just chilling, I'm not like zooming past him to the point where it's like red alert. Holy crap. It looks like I'm just speeding on the highway for speeding in the road. And FaZe, my roommate, he's like, yo, there's a cop right there. And I'm just like, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Like, I didn't think much of it.
You drove in Jersey too much. You got too used to it.
I got a little too used to it. And as I go in the left lane, the left only lane, the dude immediately swerves in right behind me. And I'm just staring at my rear view. I'm like, oh, fuck. And FaZe is like, you think he's coming? I'm just trying to be positive. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I think, he would have turned on his lights or something. Like, he's just chill. Maybe he decided, you know what? I'm just going to leave today. I think I'm done perched up in this spot. It's kind of boring, just this random car. Yeah, it's just boring. I'm going to leave. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, this bitch is going to fucking pull me over, isn't he? This bitch is going to pull me over. Light turns green. I turn left. As soon as I straighten out in the lane, lights are on. And I'm like, oh, fuck. My first time is here. I can't believe I can't believe like this is the cop that's gonna steal my ticket virginity.
Your cop virginity.
My cop virginity. I couldn't believe it.
Virginity.
I felt so
bend
blessed.
You over and pat you down.
I will say though, like getting pulled over, I wasn't actually that nervous. I feel like I've prepared mentally for the past like God knows how long. Like what was it, like 6 years now since I've been technically driving? 7 years. So I've been mentally preparing myself for this moment in the worst case scenario. Okay. Listen, as a brown man, I imagine the scenario where a cop is like, do you have a terrorist? Are you a terrorist? Kind of vibe. Do you seem to be some sort of like, some sort of man who's plotting something? So I prepared for the worst. Okay. So like I prepare if the cop's going to do some shenanigans on me, if he's going to try to accuse me of some illicit substances, or if he's going to try to lie to me and basically say, can I just inspect your car real quick, without your consent? I've considered every single bad case scenario, okay? So I feel like I'm just kind of mentally prepared for what was about to come. So I pull through. I go to this little pawn shop right in front of me. I just go to the lot there. And surely enough, the guy walks up to me. He's just like, hey, license and registration. And I'm like, okay, yep, got you the registration and the license. Of course, I had for some reason, I'm stupid. I keep like all my shit, all my old stuff too, in my car just in case. So I gave him both my expired insurance and expired registration.
Oh!
So I was like, and he's like, oh, these seem to be out of date, bud. And I'm like, oh, fuck. These are the right ones. And I give him my stuff, right? He's like, all right, cool. And he's just going to run my stuff. Comes back. He's like, you're going 35 you're going 59 and a 35, right? And I was just like,
oh my gosh. I wasn't speeding that bad. I was just zooming around a little, but not like speeding past the cop. I was just going 59 and a 35.
Listen.
You almost did double the speed limit. That's crazy by Jersey standards.
Let me just be real with you, okay? It didn't feel like I was going 59 and a 35. Texas roads are big, okay? You don't really feel it. In Jersey, you would definitely feel it because the roads are a lot more narrow, but you don't feel it in Texas. So I'm just driving and I'm just, maybe I felt it was a little faster, but like in my brain, I'm like, it's not that bad. And of course, I see that number. I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, maybe that is a little fast. Maybe I was going a little. But again, it was also a red light in front of me. So like, I wasn't going to like speed past the red light. So I was just like not accelerating.
How did he know that, huh?
Well, maybe he should have, thought it
Jersey drivers
through.
like us are pretty fucking wild.
I mean, we don't talk about the story before. I ran almost through 3 red lights. So you know what? Maybe if he was a mind reader, then sure. But yeah, but basically, I'm like, oh, I know the rule. You don't admit to anything. And I was just like, oh, wow, really? And he's just like, yeah, and he didn't, I didn't deny it. I didn't accept it. I just said, okay,
that's
got
crazy.
It. Yeah, good to know. Thank you.
59 and a 35. That's wild.
I really badly just wanted to just have a good time with the cop because, honestly, he was a super chill guy. Super nice, Even though I went almost double the speed limit, the dude was pretty chill with me. We had a good, I wish I literally told him, out of all my years of driving, you're the first guy that's ever pulled me over. I've never been pulled over before. And he's like, really? He's
And
like,
what did
yeah.
he say?
He's just like, well, sorry to be your first.
That's what I'm gonna hear one day. I'm gonna sit here and be like, wow, this is my first time. And they're gonna be like, wow, I'm really sorry I'm your first.
Sorry that I had to be your first time, buddy.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. On
Just add that line in 50 Shades of Grey. Look, sorry I'm your first.
Yeah, me with my first ever girlfriend. Wish he said that to me.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I anyways walked away with a citation, but I didn't have to pay any fine. There was no fine on it, which is why I was confused. I was like, do I have to like look it up online or something? Like I never had to like use a ticket before, so I just like I looked it up. I'm like, okay, I don't think I need to pay a fine. I don't see like a fine on the ticket, so I mean I think I'm good. So I think it was just more of a warning. He was a chill guy, and I gave him chill guy energy back. That's how you're supposed to act, okay? Don't be stupid, guys, and go 59 and a 35.
God, do not. For my Jersey people out there, I know when I started driving, like before I started driving, I was a very nervous driver. But I would be in the car like with my buddies and they would start speeding down the highway and I'm like, that's way past the speed limit. And the good old saying here is you do 80 on 80. That's ultimately what it is. Is the speed limit 65? No, it's 80 on 80, baby. And it's like you're always speeding down the highway. You're always speeding through school zones. What are toddlers besides moving speed bumps? Like it's just a part of life.
Honestly, yeah. Kids, they barely live life anyways. They might as well be the first thing they need to experience is being a speed bump.
Exactly. It grows character. It grows character for sure.
Have you have you ever been pulled over? So you've never been pulled over.
I was pulled over once actually before. No one knows, and I say as I publicize on the internet. I was pulled over once, but it was a very anxiety-inducing experience for me because the reason why I was pulled over, I was driving to school, but I had a very old dog at the time, and I didn't think I locked the door, and she had a tendency to run away. So I was like, if I go home now and I run, I can make sure that the door is locked, make sure she's okay, and still make it to my class. And I was speeding, and I didn't think I was speeding that bad, but when I get anxious, I don't look at the speedometer. And I was rushing back home, going like 90 miles per hour, practically reaching 100.
And you were yelling at me for going over the speed limit by like 20.
But I had to take care of my dog. It was for my dog.
I had to take care of my laundry.
You had selfish reasons. I was worried about my elderly dog.
And I was worried about my clothes not getting cleaned enough, okay? We all have our stressors.
Oh, shush. But the cop obviously pulls me over, and it's the first time I was pulled over. I was not emotionally prepared for it. He was like, license, registration. I give him the stuff, and I just start bawling. And he's like, oh, like, why is your phone open? Why is this? I have Apple CarPlay, and I'm like, it's just for this. My dog. I'm very worried about my dog. I think I left the door unlocked. I just want to go home and take care of my dog. Like I'm the little shrimp from Shark Tales, being like, my child, he's very sick. He has 3 legs out of 6, and I need to take care of him. Oh, please, Mr. Lone Shark, please don't eat me. And I'm like sitting there hysterically sobbing in front of this cop. And you can tell he's never had to deal with the feelings of a woman before. And he's like, okay, I'm just gonna rate you this ticket and say like you ran like a stop sign. Here you go, mom. Go take care of your dog. And he's like, and I just continue hysterically sobbing. And it's not even one of the points in my life where I could say I was faking it. I was literally shaking in my boots. I was like, I'm a white woman. This isn't supposed to happen to me.
I swear that, okay, this is what I've seen. Like, I know there are some girls out there that will just pretend to cry if they ever get pulled over or have any involvement with a cop. They just completely just break down and pull for the sympathy card. Like, please, I'm just a poor little woman. Don't give me a ticket. Boo-hoo. And then you're like, they go like opposite of flirting, opposite of flirting your way out of a ticket.
Yeah, I was doing that, but not like I did it accidentally. I was like literally having a panic attack because my first thought, it wasn't, oh man, I got caught by a cop. It's not, oh man, I have to pay a fine. It's like, oh my God, what will my mother think of me? And I never told my mother, and I don't think she watches this. Thank God. If she does, I'm sorry, Mom. I got my speeding habits from you, just like I got my road rage habits from you. If you want me to be better, be a better mother.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I know my mom doesn't know about the speeding ticket I got. I know until the insurance goes up, then maybe she'll ask some questions. But I haven't mentioned it to her yet. I haven't had the need to, or have felt. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I just thought it was a matter of time. But also, like, it's also funny because this isn't this, like, I mean, I don't know about you, but this isn't my only kind of experience with the cops. I've had a few other stories with like cops and stuff. Funnily enough, they also all include drugs.
Of course.
Legal drugs, by the way. Just letting you know, they're legal. Okay, weed.
Oh, were they? Well, were they?
Yeah. Let me explain. Okay. The first time I think I've ever had like a stressful encounter with a cop was back in campus, back in college, right? And obviously you will know because during our college, we had like the big old business campus, right? And you know how big that lot was, how huge the business campus like parking lot was. Like it was massive.
Like a football field, if not two.
It was never huge. Ridiculously huge, and it never even got filled by a quarter. When especially after COVID, like no one was coming to campus for their classes. So
it was amazing.
Exactly. So that entire place was just empty. So a very common spot my ex and I would go to at the time, it was a relatively chill smoke spot, I will say. That was a nice spot to go to when you wanted to take out a little Mary Jane, a doobie, a little marijuana if you really felt like it, right? I don't really do it often, but when I do, I would always go there. And we've gone there multiple times before. So it's like it wasn't like a big deal, right? And this time was no different. We were just vibing. We got a fresh Chipotle, and we're like, we want to muck on this Chipotle while we watch some fucking YouTube in the car, just like a vibe, right? But this time things went a little bit differently. So as you know, sometimes this is like 10 o'clock at night, or like 9 o'clock at night. Like it's a little late, it's dark, it's like towards like the winter. It's a little cold outside. So we were like, this seems like a good time to go ahead and go do our little special ritual for Chipotle. And right as we just finished like smoking it, we see a cop roll through. We see like lights, or like the headlights. And every time we saw headlights, we would kind of freak out. Because like, who else would be making their way over to the William Patterson parking lot unless it was a cop, right? So we were like shitting bricks whenever we would see lights, but half the time it was just false alarms. This time though, red alert. Okay, we were like, there's headlights here, okay? So the car engine was on, by the way, because it was cold out, so we wanted to sit back in the car and get warm. So we sat back in the car and pulled out our Chipotle. Acted normal. And usually the cars that do come by, they just kind of spin around and then just, leave. But this time, the car went straight towards us. And then my ex was like, oh fuck, he's coming this way. And I'm just trying to not be the freaky, panicky type like she was. So I was like, don't worry, it's like, not a big deal. Obviously, in the inside, I'm fucking screaming. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, I swear to God, if it's a cop, we're fucked. If it's someone who wants to stab us, we're also fucked. But we sat in the car, we locked the doors, we just pretended to be eating our Chipotle. And surely enough, it was the campus police. So they were just rolling on through, and he just walked over to our window, knocks on the window, and then we obviously have to roll it down for the guy. So we roll it down, and again, super nice, chill guy, just asking, hey, what you guys doing out here? And we were just like, no, we're just eating Chipotle while watching some videos. Nothing crazy. And he looked at us, looked back at the car. He's just like, all right, have a good night. And just walked off. No further questions. I was ready to be fully ass interrogated. This is, again, the first time I ever had to like encounter or talk to an officer, mind you. So like, I was expecting like, what are you doing out here tonight, huh? this is like, off limits here, right? Oh, like, we're talking like stepping out of the car and spread your anus for us. Do you have any other illicit substances in your butthole? So I was expecting the worst. You never know. You never know. But it was such a chill interaction to the point where I was just like, I think we just got away with getting high in front of an officer while in a car. Because that was our issue. It's like, okay, if we drive, that's bad. And if we got pulled over, even worse. So I was worried he was going to ask us questions like, hey, yeah, so like, why you plan? Like, how long you plan to stay here, huh? If you're driving, well, I smell marijuana in the car or something. Like, that was my fear. But I guess the guy couldn't see our eyes or smell. So we were fine. And he went off about his day.
Damn. Respect.
Yeah. What other cop stories do you have?
Well, honestly, I am usually on the other side of the police. I'm gonna share a little fun fact about myself. I was actually
You're a mall cop
explorer.
Oh
no, I was not Paul Blart.
Fuck! I thought you were Paul Blart. Oh, I'm all excited.
I was a tier lower, actually. I was a part of this program called Police Explorers, where it's like ROTC, but like for cops. It's a cop club.
wait, what? A cop club?
A cop club. Because it was like it wasn't like a class that I got credits for. It was like a volunteer activity where we would just hang out with the police and like learn about what they did. We would like do drills. We would go on fun field trips. It was great. And probably the whitest thing I've ever done in my life.
My only issue is you volunteered for this? Like, you chose to do this.
Yes, but I still did it in the most Robin-esque way possible. It was still very Robin core, because the reason why I joined the Police Explorers, my mom really wanted me to do it, but I sat there and was like, I don't know if this was for me. But as I was sitting there watching them do their presentation on why you should join the Police Explorers, I thought, what if I join the Police Explorers so I can learn what cops do, so I can commit crimes better?
Oh, inside job, I see.
Hell yeah! Like that, and that was always the reaction I got when I said, oh yeah, I'm a part of Police Explorers. They're like, you? Robin? The woman who confesses to committing heinous crimes?
That's what I thought. That's the first thought that came to my head.
Yeah. Yup. Yeah. I was a part of the Police Explorers, and of course I would follow it up with, because I want to commit crimes better, and then they would be like, oh, okay, now this all makes sense.
It's like watching Forensic Files just so you can understand what not to do as a criminal if you decide to murder somebody.
Yeah, ultimately, that's like, it's important to know the moves of your enemy so you can one up them. I was Death Note. I was Death Noting it all the way through.
You were Kira. You were 100% Kira.
I am Kira.
And then somebody in there is going to be your L once you commit that crime.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'll be the L.
Great.
Maybe I'll be the L. I'll be your L.
You'll be the L to my Light Yagami.
I will. Honestly, I think it'd make a lot of sense.
I'm too stupid to be Light Yagami, though. I'm gonna be straight up.
But that's the best part.
Brain cells.
That's the best part. You're like the opposite of Light, okay? You just have dumb fucking luck. Like, just completely dumb luck. You would just commit a crime and then not think twice about it, but then for some godforsaken reason, all the evidence behind you will just disappear. And you're just gonna bullshit your way through the entire thing.
That is 100 gonna be straight up what it is. 100% straight up how I'm gonna be not arrested. That's always how it is. Especially like if I get in trouble, I've just sort of learned that if I'm in trouble, I shut up. I just sit there and I just let everyone starts pinning the blame on everyone else. No one ever wants to pin the blame on me for some reason. Everyone thinks that I'm too sweet or precious, or I'm too busy to be doing this stuff, and then I'm sitting here, hardcore criminal. I'm
calling her out right now, okay? You're gonna have the night before you committing a heinous crime of murdering somebody that you just disdain with all your heart. You're gonna be having You're gonna murder Ariana Grande, okay? That's exactly what's gonna happen. In game, of course, in Minecraft, just to make sure, just for the FBI agent out there, just to make sure he doesn't come getting his ears perked.
Yeah.
In Minecraft, of course. You're gonna go and make your nice little 7-layer beef lasagna with your fat glass of milk. But in the process of making your lasagna, you're going to burn your fingers by accident, of course. And that will in turn burn off all your fingerprints. So when you do commit the murder, there's nothing left behind besides the aftermath of what you've committed to Ariana Grande in Minecraft.
Yep. In Minecraft, of course.
In Minecraft.
And what I'm going to do is bury her extra deep, throw her body in Minecraft, of course. I'm going to bury her body about like 8 blocks down because, you know, I have the muscle power to dig up all that dirt. And then I'm going to do like 2 layers, put a deer, and then fill up the rest. So when the cops try to find Ariana Grande's body in Minecraft, they find the deer and they give up.
This just makes so much sense. I could totally see them mixing deer blood with Ariana Grande's blood when you leave the trail. In actuality, there will be like a dying animal in the scene, and that is what throws people off. Like, you didn't even intend. No, while you're driving away from escaping the scene, you hit a deer, it survives, and they think that's where you murdered the animal. That's the remains of Ariana Grande. You don't even plant the deer. You just accidentally run into it.
The cops mistake Ariana Grande for a deer.
It's like, oh God, is that a great elk or Ariana Grande? Oh, I get those two mixed up quite often, you know? They both have wonderful voices. What does a deer even sound like? What does a deer even sound like now that I think about it? Like, do we even know what a deer sounds like? Is that what it sounds like? It sounds like you about to throw up?
They sound weird.
Like, hold on.
They sound freaky.
A deer. What does a deer sound like? Oh, 19. No, I just typed in deer. I didn't type in deer sounds.
What does the deer say?
Ring. What? Okay, look this one.
I love how you were just about to jump into.
What the? This is what deer sound like?
Oh my gosh, Ariana Grande, what are you doing here?
Dude, I love this song.
Am I watching Wicked?
This song is just a slapper. Also, this just sounds like they're getting fucked. Like, is that just me? It just sounds like both of them are just getting it railed.
We're gonna get clipped out of context now. We're gonna find this on the orange black hub.
I can't wait. I'm ready for it. Well, so what happens? What were we talking about again? Are you being in the police academy or the police club?
We were. The police explorers was the official name. Yeah. We even got like a uniform and everything. But the field trips were honestly so much fun. One of my favorite field trips was when we went to go see the Mounties. And we like saw like the horses that they'll use to like break up rallies and stuff like that. And they talked about the training. Now, to my little protester buddies, I might get in trouble by the police by saying this, but you know what? I don't care. What are you gonna do? Arrest me? But if you're ever in a situation where you have a rally or a protest and the Mounties come with horses trying to break you up, you want to know what the ultimate weapon is?
Yelling and throwing carrots at the horses.
No. Pool noodles and silly string.
Huh?
Pool noodles and silly string freak out the horses. And the Mounties have to do extra special training in an attempt to desensitize the horses. But a lot of times it's still a major issue. So if you're ever at a major protest and you're at risk of having the Mounties try to come in and separate you, bring silly string and shoot it at the horses. And they'll freak the fuck out. And then you'll be safe. You'll be all Gucci, fam.
That's another thing, too. Why the fuck do some cops use horses, okay? Why horses, of all things?
So it's because it's an easy way to sort of like break crowds up. And above all, their horses are tall, they're beefy, and they're strong. And they're like enough of a presence where people recognize, wow, this is a very dangerous creature. Like going head to head with another human, even if the human's stronger than you, it's more of like a relative size and even like canines, like you're going up against them. Yeah, is it a dangerous animal? Totally. But it's still one smaller than you. And if you're crazy enough, you could potentially fight back. it is too tough to fight back a horse. And it's also a readily available animal that's easy to train. And that's why cops will like utilize horses, is because it's it can break up crowds, it's an intimidating presence. People will mostly recognize that it's too tough to fight a horse and that they're more likely to gonna get killed by the horse than they are gonna be able to kill the horse, and they're easy to train.
Unless you bring the silly string and the pool
Unless
noodles.
you bring the silly string and the pool noodles. If you are going to a protest, you better be packing your bag like you're going to a 5-year-old's pool party. That's what we're doing at our protests now.
The pool noodle is what gets me. Like, imagine, like, I'm just imagining what that looks like. You're just like waving the pool noodle in the horse's face. And what is the cop like? It's like, stop it, stop.
It was great watching them train. They were literally just taking dollar store pool noodles, full on cops with training, just taking the pool noodles and like gently whacking the horses. And the horse was just sitting there like,
hold on.
freaking the fuck out.
Horses versus pool noodles. Does this exist? I need to see if this exists. Oh my god. There's something like, oh, what is this? He's just smacking it. He really is just smacking the horse with the pool noodle.
That's how you desensitize the horses. You're just whacking it.
This this looks like harassment. Like, hold on. Wait. This looks like sexual harassment. What about this one?
How much to pay for someone to do that to me?
Is this what they train the horses to do to pool noodles?
that I don't remember.
We're getting some weird ass videos for. I see I see lack of training here. Is there any training courses? Like, oh, you're right. This is the training. Oh my god! Wait, this is the actual training. Is this right? Is this what they do? They just put the noodle like that?
I don't remember. I remember them whacking them with the pool noodles.
Is there whacking involved?
It in the reins.
I want to see whacking. What the hell is that thing? What are those tubes? I'm learning so much right now, but I don't know what I'm learning. Obstacle tree. Oh, here. Are they smacking it? Are they smacking it with the pool noodles? I need to see a horse get smacked by a pool noodle. That's all I want to see. I want to see a horse get smacked by a pool noodle.
No, I think this is jumping.
Damn it! I want to see horses get smacked by pool noodles!
Oh, she got smacked!
Wait, what?
The lady was smacking it.
That's not smacking. That's like a gentle tap. Like, have you ever used a pool noodle, like, in the pool, right? And you just, like, fully whip that shit in the water. Like, that's the kind of smacking I was expecting.
My favorite thing to do with the pool noodles is that you'd fill it up with water, and then you, like, put your mouth on one side, and you shoot it out and make a geyser.
Oh, that's the best part. And then you use it as a weapon against other people. Like, you wrap it around your body, and then you use it, like, almost like a rifle.
Half of the time, I would just shoot myself in the face with it, though.
Very obvious. Very common story for you, I'm sure. There was a time in my life where my mother was almost getting fucking investigated by the homicide team because she's stupid and she was being a goober. Okay, for context, my mom, when she gets nervous, she do be a little bit of a nervous person, and she gets a little laughy, you know, she gets a little giggly and goofy, and sometimes makes a lot of jokes. And I guess you can see where the resemblance comes from for being a dumbass goofy goober. But with her, right, sometimes she doesn't know when to turn that off in the right place at the right time. Like, she'll joke, like, maybe like in TSA, like if she had the opportunity, she's like, oh, did you pull me over aside because I have a bomb or something? Haha. Like, I wouldn't hold that I would not hold that against her if she ended up making a joke like that one day, just in TSA.
Oh my god. And then just getting screwed over, being like, Mrs. Medz, we're gonna have to take you to the other room, and you're gonna
spread your cheeks.
I didn't want to say it about your mom. Thank you for saying it for me.
It's okay.
I'm sure my mom that woman okay. Too damn much.
Well, I mean, yeah, she's the one that basically tried to introduce us to each other. So yeah, that's a whole other story.
Nice. She's always nice when I see her. She's always so nice to me. I appreciate her.
It's a mixed bag. Some people are my exes were really intimidated by her. They were terrified of her. They thought her niceness was all about like her about to fucking like stab them in the middle of the night or something. I don't know. They were always so scared of her.
Is it a little unnerving? Absolutely. Like, so I feel like I have the most awkward conversations with your mom whenever I'm there. Like, I remember the one time you were sick when you got back from India. We were talking about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he got sick," and she's like, "Yeah, he got sick." And I'm like, "Yeah, he did tell me that he got sick. That really sucks." And she's like, "Yep, he sure did get sick."
She,
Like,
my mom can sometimes be an interesting one. She loves to just make me look bad in front of my friends too. It's great. We love my mom, but she also likes to make herself look bad in front of the feds because this is something that happened, right? So unfortunately, a while ago, my grandmother was living with me and she had passed away in our house, right? And you know, rest in peace, mom, grandmama Medz. But what happened was, it's customary, all right, when the police come, the ambulance comes, right, when you call in someone dying, and they come in, they obviously check their pulse, make sure they confirm them dead, whatever. And then as well, they bring the homicide team, right? Because they need to make sure, as procedure, to make sure like there's no sign of like, foul play, no sign of like attempted murder or whatever. So they got to come in and check things, right? And as I said, my mom is a nervous little goober sometimes, okay? And she says things, really goofy things when she's just nervous. And obviously, when things like that happen, like she's just like kind of like an emotional state. And to try to get some nerves off, she's trying to talk to the cops, right? Like, usually like, I guess like, we just like, they were in the house, we were just waiting for them, right? So they were just waiting around, just, doing whatever. So we were just start talking to them about, oh, do you want some water? Do you want to like get something to eat? And they're like, oh, no, don't worry, we're fine. And then she goes and talks to another cop, right? And she's like cracking jokes a little bit. She's like, it's stuff like this. You never think this would happen, but like you always think like, I always get afraid like we'll get pinned for murder. Like you watch this stuff on TV all the time. Little did she fucking know, she's talking to the homicide team the entire time.
Casually walking up to them, being like, wouldn't it be crazy if we killed her? That'd be crazy.
That's pretty much the vibe she was trying to give off. Like she's giving like this nervous like laugh, and she's like being a little like too talkative and too little cheery for the situation, and it's making her look like she's guilty of something. And both me and my dad were looking at her like, what the fuck is she trying to do? Is she trying to get our entire family investigated for murder or something? Like this is the last thing we need in our life. Like she's just talking to the homicide team, and they're just like nodding their heads like, yeah. As they're like mentally taking notes of like every single one of my mom's like actions and like micro movements to see, okay, is she hiding something, or is she just being a little nervous wreck right now? Like you don't talk about murder shows, TV, anything else along those lines with the cops, okay? That's the last thing you talk about.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, I think the last thing you do, and I say this as someone who was a part of the Police Explorers and like was chill with the cops, white suburban lady style, like you don't talk to the cops. If a cop doesn't approach you, you don't talk to the cops. You don't waltz up to the cops and be like, I casually commit forgery in my spare time. Like,
it's like, don't tell anyone this, but I actually download music illegally. Just don't tell anybody, though, please.
Don't tell the cops.
Like, you know what?
You say walking up to a cop.
That's the one thing I'm going to tell a cop. I should have done that to my cop when I got pulled over. I should have been like, there was that one time I actually almost ran through 3 red lights by accident. But you wouldn't arrest me now for that, right? Like the statute of limitations are totally past due at this point. Yep.
What? No
just thought I'd get that off my chest.
Crazy. That's so crazy. Like, good for you, man. I've sped past 4 red lights. That's what the cop would say. That's
like,
what
the cop
would say. They'd one up you.
And they're like, without my lights. Like the little smirk and tongue-in-cheek vibe to them. Oh
yeah, exactly.
I just thought of another cop story. This didn't involve like me directly, but one of my neighbors back in Jersey. And it's actually, it has some involvement to us. Okay, so let me explain. So
some involvement to us. Am I going to be summoned anytime soon?
I meant me and my family home. Okay, not everything's about you, Robyn. Geez, so self-centered and absorbed in yourself. God.
Yeah, I'm a narcissist. What else do you fucking want out of me?
God, my life is just full of narcissists, apparently. Jeez. But this is what happened, right? And just more context for you. And another fun fact about me. So the house I live in has basically been like in TV shows. Okay. And the reason is because one time we got like this letter in the mail, and these production crew for like, funnily enough, like I think they were like for the like it was a Geographic Channel. I forgot what the channel it's called, but it was like one of the. It was basically they were filming like those legit crime shows where they were they would like reenact murder scenes and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah, they filmed that shit in my house, not once, not twice, but 3 separate times. They came like 3 different episodes in our house, right? So
your house is just very murderable.
I think our house just
very
looks
murder-worthy house.
Our house just looks outdated, I guess. I don't know. It looks old and like where someone would actually get murdered in, like some old person would get murdered in, I guess. But basically, I think this is like the second time this crew had come to our house to film, right? And sometimes they come. They usually have a schedule, like when they come by. They usually come around like 10 a.m. or whatever time they needed to come by. But this time, I think they were like filming a little bit later in the afternoon, like than normal. And I think one of the guys just didn't get the memo. That one guy was the like lead actor. He was supposed to be like the guy murdering, like, or breaking into the house to murder somebody, right? Mm. And this guy was just kind of parked on the curb, like on the other side of the street of my house. And just to give you context, of course, he was black. A black guy in like a red, like, I think like a red like car, right? He was like in a red kind of sporty-ish car. No, a little older car, but it was like a sporty-ish car, right? And he's just parked out there for like, I think like an hour, right? I think he got there like a little too early. In that time, for some godforsaken reason, right? Someone in my neighborhood called the cops because they thought, like fucking crazy ironic that he's playing a criminal in the show. They thought he was trying to rob someone. They thought he was like planning a robbery or something. Mm-hmm. So whatever they said to the cops, whatever one of my neighbors said to the cops, not what one cop car pulled up, 3 cop cars pulled up for one guy. One guy! Like, what did they say?
Insane.
Like that was the worst part. Like I was watching this, by the way, through the window the entire time. So I just watched 3 cop cars pull up. And here I was thinking, oh, did they call cops to like close off the street or something? Is they like, how big is this fucking film? No, they were all going for this one dude. And I was like, God damn, like the fuck? Like racism
when you're
does
supposed
exist.
To be arrested in the show, but you end up getting arrested in real life.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I felt so bad for the guy. And like
he's sitting there being like, okay, director, you can say scene cut. You can say scene cut. And the director's just hands up like, this is above my pay grade.
Yeah, no, literally. And I also talked to the actor afterwards, and he's like, what happened? He's like, yeah, I think one of the people in your neighborhood called the cops on me. They said that I was ready to like go into a house or something. And like they said, and they literally said, he said that, he said that they thought he was armed or something. Dude had no fucking, like nothing on him. So I clearly have a really racist neighbor that just did not want to fucking have a good day. Did not want to give that guy a good day. Like insanity.
That's crazy. Be like they called the cops on me because they thought I was gonna break into the house. Little do they know I'm getting paid to break into this freaking house. This is my job.
He was just trying to get in character.
Little white lady.
It just helped him get into character. It's called method acting. It would have been funnier if he was method acting and he was like actually just like acting like a fucking like, like actual criminal to the cops.
Yeah, a few things go missing in your home.
Few things go missing. No, he thinks that like the cops were all part of the show and they were like pre-rolling or something that he just didn't get the memo for. He's just like starts acting like I was like a suspicious fucking criminal. And I'm just like, oh fuck.
I swear I didn't do it, coppers. I swear I didn't do it. Was that a good take? I think I did a good job.
And he's like on the ground getting tased. Like, oh, what the fuck is this? Are these not props? That would be crazy. But yeah, poor dude.
What does it tickle?
What does it tickle more than usual? Man, this is way more realistic. These Hollywood effects are insane. What's the budget on this film? God damn.
You know what? I relate to him though. I've been in the back of a cop car before.
Really? In handcuffs?
Yeah. No, surprisingly not. Everyone's shocked when I say I wasn't in handcuffs. This was, again, a part of the Police Explorers. We were like going back and forth from a field trip. And on the way there, I sat in the front. On the way back, I sat in the back of the cop car. And I had my one friend sitting in front and the cop that was driving us in the front. And we were all just chit-chatting, having fun. I go to the back. No one warned me how thick cop car doors are. They are like 3 inches thick. And I was going to close the door so that I could like sit in the car and all that good stuff. I closed the door and my pinky gets jammed in the car door.
Oh,
And those cop car doors, they don't fuck around. They were I felt like I just had like I don't even know how to describe the sensation. It feels like my hand was getting bit by like a hippopotamus. I think that's the best explanation I could come up with. Not that I know what that feels like, but it's the best way. And no mudang hippopotamus, like full on hippo. And I'm sitting there like, "Oh my god." And they're busy up there chatting. I didn't scream. I didn't even react. I just sort of sat there waiting for their conversation to come to an end. 10 seconds pass and they're still chatting. 30 seconds pass and they still chatting. I'm gonna say a full minute pass. I was like scrolling through my phone and I couldn't open the door because obviously you can't open the doors in order for me to save my pinky. And they're still chatting and I'm like, hey guys. And they're like, yeah, Robyn, what's up? And I'm like, so I have a bit of a situation. And they're like,
my
"What's up? Like, are you okay?" And I'm like, my my pinky's stuck in the car door." And they're like, "What?" They were freaking out for me. So my one friend, she quickly comes around, opens the door. My pinky is purple.
oh,
My pinky
no.
full on purple. And they're like, are you okay? Do we need to call someone?" And I'm just shaking off my hand. I'm like, "No, I'm vibing." I'm just sitting
Oh,
there like, "I'm good. I'm good. Doctors, psh, nah, I'm fine. I'ma just shake it off. I'ma
that,
just shake it
oh.
off." And the cop is sitting there worried for me. She's like, "You sure you don't want to do anything?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm vibing." And we're just driving the whole ride home. And I'm like, "Wow, this is really starting to hurt." And they're like sitting there like, "You want to do something about it?" I'm like, "No."
Did you like bruise it, break it,
I
like
think it was bruising. It wasn't broken. Thank God. My finger, or at least I don't think it was. If it
if it
was
did,
broken,
you just
it,
tanked through a fucking broken pinky. That's like the worst finger to get like injured too. Like a pinky.
yeah, it was
Oh,
very inconvenient because I talk with my hands too. So like I'll just be hitting stuff and then I'll remember, "Oh my gosh, my hand is in immense pain." And it's just like, oh, it definitely sucked, but man, I everyone said I was a trooper for it, but I was sitting there like I I have an insane pain tolerance. Fucking insane. I could take anything. I could take it up the ass now. That's how I graduated.
yeah.
I went from smashing my pinky into cop car doors to taking it up the ass.
Wow, what a escalation of pain tolerance. Well, wait, how old were you again? Like, what year? Or like, wait, was this college? Like, what? When was this? Like, I never
No,
even asked
this
like
was
when this is
in
Cop Academy or whatever.
I was in high school. I want to say I was like 17 when I smashed my hand in the car door, and then but I want to say I started like around 14, 15, and I stayed in the program. I want to say till like I was like 19. Yeah,
2 years.
18, 19.
I
2 years.
yeah,
That I was in it for 4 or 5 years. Can you count?
what you said 17 and then you said 19.
I said I started when I was 15.
I heard 17.
I smashed my hand when I was 17. Keep track of this timeline.
You never said 15. You know what? Whatever. It's fine. 4 years. I'm pretty sure they were trying to recruit you. And I'm sure they were immensely disappointed at seeing you not getting in there with them. They saw you. Maybe that pinky smash was a sign that they were like, holy shit, this bitch knows how to deal with pain. Wonder if she could deal with pepper spray or a taser or
Oh.
getting beaten in the ass by a baton.
Oh,
They were looking at your
what?
potential.
I have the best story ever. By far my favorite story. I can't believe I didn't lead with this. I do have a high pain tolerance, and I got the lucky experience of training riflemen in school shooter drills.
Wait,
as a school shooter.
wait, whoa.
I had to pretend to be a school shooter for riflemen. I was one of 2 kids who got to do it because it was just when I turned 18.
Oh, what?
And they needed you to be a legal adult in order to sign off like, "Hey, yeah, we're legally allowed to shoot at you." And it was like BB
Wait. Shoot.
guns.
Okay, I was like, BB guns are like rubber bullets. Like, what are they shooting at you?
It was still, like, heavy duty. I had, like, welts after it, but, like, yeah, I was shot at by cops.
What?
And it was great. I got to pretend to be a school shooter. I was holding all of my friends hostage. I was chasing down cops. I think I worried some of them. I freaked some of them out a little bit. When I was in the program, I went up to sergeant. I was like, I had like one person above me who was lieutenant, and him and I were like really, really close. And from one of the scenarios for the rifleman, I had to like sit in the front of an auditorium and like slyly hold him hostage. So I had him sitting in one chair. I was sitting in the other with a pistol BB gun like pointed at him, like nice and low. And I was sitting there, I'm like, you're gonna shut up. You're gonna shut up. I'm gonna be real good, and when they come over, you're gonna act like nothing's wrong. And the rifleman comes over, and I'm like trying to keep it low, trying to keep it like chill, and he comes over. He's like, "Hey, is everything good here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good, right, Lieutenant?" And he's like, "Yep, everything's good." Everything is good. And the cop notices the gun and he's like, "What's that you got there?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, officer? What do I have?" He's like, "I I think you should put down that weapon." I'm like, "I think I shouldn't. I think you should step back, otherwise I'm gonna kill him." And I just fucking pop off and they're like, and I'm like holding him hostage. I'm like, "I'll do it. I'll shoot him. I'll shoot him." And after it, my lieutenant turned to me. He's like, I'm really terrified of you now, Robyn." And I'm like, "You weren't always."
Oh, you really would be a terrifying like method actor. Like, in all
It,
honesty, you would be horrifying. Like, just listening to that, I could just imagine you like like people are. You could like be joking about. You know what? This could be a real gun too, right? Or what if it is a real gun? Do you know if it's a real gun? You want me to test it out? Like, I could test it on
yeah.
you. You know, I can make
Nope.
sure you know.
Nope.
You know, you wouldn't. All you'll see is the muzzle flash, right? That's the last thing you'll
Yeah.
see. Like that's
Yeah.
terrifying. Holy fuck.
It was great though. It was great. I was like hiding in like broom closets, shooting at cops. Honestly, I highly recommend it. If anyone gets an opportunity to train riflemen and they want to just take out their aggression on cops, I 100% condone it. Totally suggest it. It's so much fun. So much better than like paintball or like laser tag because now you're shooting at people of authority. It's great.
Wait,
It
so
was great.
just to make sure, you were doing this in your high school, like in your actual building.
Yes, yeah.
Oh
I did this in my own high school. Yeah.
What
So I
fucking
went
high
to
school
school
is
the next
this?
day after, like I wasn't pretending to be a school shooter the day beforehand.
That is.
I like did my AP US history quiz, like all that good stuff.
Oh my god, this is this explains so much. There's just so many things so many layers of the onion that I get to learn about you. Like,
Yeah.
first you were working on the inside, and then you fucking pretended to be a school shooter. Like, how the fuck? How does one human
can't
get all this
believe
experience?
I didn't lead with that story. That was like one of my favorite stories. I'm surprised it's not one that I've already told on my podcast. Like, I want to say some of my top stories are like eating the guinea pig, um, sucking the hot dog, and shooting at cops. Like, those are my top 3 stories.
You really know how to survive a police standoff.
I really do. I know. I can. I can give the cops a bit of a hard time.
Like, the most I've had to deal with is being afraid that the cops will think I'm high on drugs and then arrest me. Like I have another fucking like weed story like about with cops in general. And this is and this is good. This is a little rabbit hole too with this guy. Okay, so my old coworker at my job, right? You know, he was a cool guy. You know, bit of a dude. You know, he was a cool guy. Okay, he was a pretty cool guy. He was like one of the first people I met in my job there. So we kind of became kind of friends. But anyway, he always felt a little off to me, like off in the sense of like he really looked like he was like one bad day away from like really fucking someone up. You know, like he could fuck someone up if he really wanted to. He was a cool guy, don't get me wrong. But it's also like there was something about him. He had like some sort of like weird like edge to him if you like fucked him up the wrong way. If you ever fuck with him the wrong way, he would come after you kind of vibe. Right. And like, again, never had an issue with the guy. Always been friends with him. He would always like, you know, joke with me at work and never had an issue. And we even at one point were like just smoking weed at his apartment one time. And I was just like, oh, cool. And again, this was in Texas. So like it's technically like air quotes in Minecraft, not legal. Just saying, you know, we were smoking totally, you know, stuff. It's weird. It's weird in Texas. But like, you know, I was like a little nervous. I was like, I don't know. Are you sure? He's like, yeah, I'll be fine. Whatever. I'm like, okay. You know, whatever. And we do the thing. And of course, the minute we start, a cop starts rolling by in his apartment. And I'm like, I'm just gonna like not gonna go outside. You know, I'm just gonna like not do that. I'm just gonna stop. And he's like, nah, well, you'll be fine. They're not gonna do anything. I'm like, are you sure? He just walks on out, shows no love, like fucking fear, just starts fucking smoking weed right in front of them. I'm like, on the balcony. And I'm just like, oh my God, he does not give a fuck. If these cops decide to come inside, I'm fucked. I'm doomed. I'm doomed. I'm fucked.
I'm doomed.
I'm doomed. Why am I with this man? Why am I associating with this man? What's wrong with me? And obviously after that, I was like, I found any reason I could to go home because I was like, I don't want to. I'm kind of nervous. This guy freaks me out. He has like, again, respect the guy, you know, show no fear kind of thing. But I'm like, there's some things you shouldn't do. You know, there's some things like why would put yourself in harm's way kind of thing. And right when I had that feeling, right, couple of weeks later, I get a call. Okay, I get a call, and it's my coworker, and he calls me, and he's like, "Hey Jay, I'm so glad you picked up. You were the first person I called." And I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "So I'm in jail right now. Oh, and you were my first call, my one phone call." And I'm just like, "What? Why was I?" First of all, in my mind, I'm like, "Why was I your one phone call? Like, of all people, like not your family, not like anybody else. I'm the one guy you called."
Smoke weed with a guy once, and you're brothers for life. You know that good old saying. That's why I don't smoke weed with anyone. I don't want to be tied down like that.
I didn't think we were brothers and buds. I didn't think we were like that. I didn't think we were that close. I didn't really know him that well. But I guess he knew me well enough to be like, yeah, I need you to bust me out of prison kind of beat. But he basically asked me to call a bunch of bail bond people to be like, hey, can you set my bond? Because I can't set my bond, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay. So I had to call I called like 20 different fucking places. And they were all saying we can't do anything because it's the weekend.
Oop.
So he couldn't get a bond set until Monday. And here I am just like, oh my God, what's going to happen to my boy here? Like, and not to mention we're in a corporate environment. So I'm just thinking, what the fuck's going to happen to his job? Like, what's going to happen to this guy? Like, we're not working like some shitty like place. Like, you know, we work at a big company. Like, what are they going to do when this guy, like, when they find out he has a record? And that's another thing too. I don't know what the fuck he did. I didn't know at the time. I was like, what did this guy do? Like, I was thinking this guy killed somebody. This guy either got killed somebody or he basically got arrested for drugs. It could be either or. I don't know. It could be anything. I found out later what it was. And spoiler alert, it still wasn't a good thing. But
tax fraud.
Oh no, it was not that. It was a type B assault.
Oh!
So
damn.
I wasn't off about how I felt about him. Was not off. But when I later found out, like, since he couldn't get bail, he had to stay a weekend in one of the worst prisons in Texas. One of the worst. And this is, by the way, like, you know that show Scared Straight? Like, where they take kids to, like, these prisons and, like, they fuck with them and, like, tell them this is where you don't want to be. And the prisoners, like, you know, intimidate them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That prison was one of the worst prisons that was on the show. And he was in that for a weekend.
Oh my God.
And then he told me how bad it was. Literally within the first day, he got a cavity search. He actually had to spread his cheeks.
Damn.
I was like, holy shit.
How'd it feel?
I was like, yeah, bro. Like, I mean, would they stick their hand up your ass? Like, what happened? Like,
wiggling around a little
wiggling around, a little one finger, two finger. Like, how many full fists? Like, what are we talking here? Like, what kind of level of engagement are we talking? And he confirmed neither or. So I don't think he wanted to talk about it personally, unfortunately. But
which is fair,
which is valid, you know. But at the end of the day, he had to spend a weekend there, and he told me, like, dude, like he saw people that would have shanked somebody. But funnily enough, he had like one guy who was on with him, like he made one friend in prison. He made a friend in prison within the first day, and the guy was like protecting him from like anything that could happen.
Aw.
It was he made a prison buddy, which I'm happy for. I'm happy he got a prison buddy, but still wasn't really a good feeling. And of course, I had to pick him up from the prison because his car was impounded, and so he couldn't get home.
Oh.
So I had to pick him up from the prison and drop him home. And do you want to know how he got arrested? So this is what I found out.
How?
He blew past the stop sign, and the cop pulled him over and found out there was a warrant for his arrest. And he's like, "Oh, so you got a warrant, which means I gotta arrest you."
The cop just walks up and he's like, "So, man, you have this little warrant. I know it's gonna be lame, but I sort of have to do this. Do you mind turn around just so I could like arrest you?"
Like, you don't mind, right? Like, I know
You
it's
don't mind.
unfortunate
Like,
timing.
I don't have to. We don't have to arrest you
And-
unless.
I hope you know it's because of that. What he told me about that story on how he got arrested. When I got paranoid, when I got pulled over, I was so paranoid that what if there was like a warrant for my arrest for some reason? What if I did something that I didn't know I had an arrest for, and then they all of a sudden decide to arrest me? Because I didn't even mention this.
That's gonna be how I go out.
Yeah, like the secret warrant for my arrest. Because it was funny too. Because when I got pulled over, like he also asked me, like the cop asked me, like, because again I have Jersey plates, and he asked me, "So is this your car?" And I was like, I kind of stuttered. I was like, yeah. Like I didn't think like it was not my car. Like, what do you mean? Like I didn't think about that. And then he asked me, "How long have you planning to stay here, or how long have you been here for?" And I just said, "I've been here for a year, but I'm moving in like a month," which is a whole nother thing. I'm moving from Texas. Revealed. There you go. But it was like I was like freaking out, and in the back of my mind I was like, "Oh God, is he gonna fucking arrest me because I said I'm from the wrong state or something? Oh God, what's gonna happen?" But no, I just got a little citation, and I be chilling.
You be chilling.
But that's pretty much all my experience with the cops. That's all I've got. Do you have anything else?
All I can think about is one guy that is always on my mind when I think about my experience at the Police Explorers. It was a guy whose name was two first names, immediate red flag, but still great nonetheless.
Must have
And
been
he
very
was
white.
like, Medz. I was a part of a Police Explorers program. It wasn't only white people. I will give us some credit of that. But I think if we weren't already such a diverse, because my town is like super diverse. It is like we like ranked pretty high on like diversity ratios just because we have such a mixed population within my town. But it was still a majority white people. It was like mostly white people, one Asian person, one Middle Eastern person, and one black person. And that was the casting. It was like it was like Brooklyn Nine-Nine levels where it's just like we hit one of each and then we're good to go. And but there was this one guy who I had a crush on, which isn't shocking for me because anytime I'm in a room with two or more people, I got a crush on one of them. It's immediate default. I will always find one person I'm like, I want to bone you. And this guy, he was a cutie. He was like a stereotypical cutie. He was a part of the Police Explorers, but I think like he drove a motorcycle. I forget whether he had tattoos too or not. But he was like such a chill dude, had like long hair and whatever. And he was older than me, like cuz you got to keep in mind again, I was in high school. It was like stereotypical like little high school girl sees an older guy and is like, "Ooh." He was a part of like the program with me because you could be like in college and still in the program. And I was so
he was a college kid?
He was like, I want to say like he was like 3 or 4 years older than me. Like not atrocious age gap now at our age, but atrocious back then when I'm in high school and he's like exiting high school and going into college.
Oh, so he was so he was like a senior.
Yes, yeah, he was like, I forget whether he was a senior or if he was like a freshman in college. He was like one of those two.
And then you were what, like junior? Or sorry, sophomore.
Yeah, like sophomore,
No, that's not
maybe
bad.
junior.
That's
Not terrible, not
no.
terrible.
Minecraft YouTubers
But
have done worse.
still,
You're fine.
but I was so into him. But I was like, he's so out of my league. B, he's older than me, so on and so forth. But little did I know, we did a little fundraiser. We had a little fundraiser at Applebee's, my favorite place in the whole wide world.
The
The
whitest of
best
white.
place to be. Whoa, don't disrespect my Applebee's.
Sorry, my bad.
You
There's a
know,
little Hispanic influence sometimes there in Applebee's. I forget, they got some good nachos there.
what? Don't. Applebee's is its own ethnicity. That
What?
that is my ethnicity. That is my
You
ethnicity
did not just say
now.
that.
I'm not white. My ethnicity is Applebee's.
I racially identify as Applebee's. Why don't they put that in your tax form? Oh wait, that's what I do when I select other. Applebee's.
That's what I'm gonna do now. The IRS is gonna look at my paperwork, be like, "Why did you select other for race when you've selected white, non-Hispanic, Latino every other year?" And I'll sit there and be like, "What? No, my ethnicity is Applebee's. Like, I'm still like non-Latino, non-Hispanic, but I'm also Applebee's now.
Yeah, I'm a
I'm
part of
Applebee's.
this is all a part of the ligabata. Okay, you should know this. It's a part of the
This is
ligabata spectrum.
this is the ligabata. It's the Applebee's.
That's what the A stands
in
for in
ligabata.
LGBT.
Yeah, not asexual, not aroways, none of those like legitimate identities. It's Applebee's. It's
Thank you.
Applebee's.
I feel so my brain is just so knowledgeable right now. It feels my brain is just growing with knowledge.
But it was a little Applebee's fundraiser, and like Applebee's will like coordinate with people to do fundraisers where they'll like, because they don't do breakfast, but they'll do it for fundraisers where they'll let you like use the kitchen and you like sell breakfast to the people on behalf of great Applebee's. And we were doing that for the police explorers so that we could keep doing fun field trips and stuff, like the horses, the shooting at cops, all that great stuff. And like I was like working around doing my thing, and at one point I'm like standing by the coffee and I'm just like chit-chatting, especially like with my one friend who saw me slam my finger in the pinky door. We were trauma bonded at that point, so we were very close. And he comes by grabbing the coffee, and almost like romance movie style, he grabs the coffee, like putting an arm past me, and he winked at me, and I will never forget that.
Whoa.
And I hope he's watching this, knowing that I'll never forget the fact that he winked at me.
He's like, you play a goddamn hot school shooter. Next time,
really
come by.
turned me on. Really turned me on. And in his two first name having ass, I was swooning. I was sitting there and I was red. I couldn't breathe. I was like, I'm 16 years old. I've never had a man wink at me. What do I do? My fucking shoujo anime didn't prepare me for this.
He really was thinking, I'll show you what 15 stands for, an AR-15.
A 15-incher would be terrifying. I'd be scared. I would sit there and be concerned and be like, has your doctor not said anything about this?
That's what the AR stands for, ass rupture. You're not gonna be able to sit for a while, honey.
Oh god, this is half of this episode's gonna end up on the Orange Black Hub. New category, everyone. AR-15.
Us those Republicans right over there. They don't realize what the AR-15 really stands for.
That's what the NRA wants. 15-incher ass rupturers.
Oh.
That's what the NRA is searching for. Ted Cruz wants that ass rupturer right up him.
Did you never actually? That's it though. He just winked at you, gave you a little.
He winked at me, and then I never saw him again.
What is up with men just flirting with you effortlessly,
And
and
they
they just
run
disappearing.
away. They run away. Did I talk about my one drinking story?
You
on the
did. You
podcast?
have. You
I
have
did.
mentioned it.
I did.
Yes, which is stupid.
Men, why are you afraid? This is going to be a short. I want this on federal like outlets. I want this on the radio. I need to broadcast this. Men, why are you afraid of me? Why?
Listen,
I'm not scary.
just ignore the fact that she's eaten hamsters, that she is also a trained person of pornography. Fuck, I can't speak. Just ignore the fact that she knows how to draw really good boobs and really good penises. And she also is a trained person in an active school shooting, because she was one in Minecraft.
Ignore the fact that I eat kitty pigs, and ignore the fact that I could draw my own porn. Ignore the fact that I literally was a school shooter, had to pretend to be a school shooter. Ignore all of that. Tell me, men, why are you afraid of me?
You know what?
Am I not the most eligible bachelorette in the world?
I would love to see you in 90 Day Fiance.
I want to. Okay, another public announcement. We're headed up the fireside chat again. I'm blasting it on the radio. If anyone wants to go on 90 Day Fiance with me, let's go. DM us. Throw yourself in the comments. I want to be on 90 Day Fiance so bad. We will be better than Gino and Jasmine. We will be better than Rob and Sophie. We will be better than Danielle and Muhammad. We will be the queen and kings, or the queen and queens. We will rock the 90 Day Fiance universe. I would do anything to be on 90 Day Fiance and then watch all the YouTubers that I watch who commentate on 90 Day Fiance, like My Thoughts and Boba Belly. Like, I want to watch them talk about me.
I will,
and my lover.
I will make, you know what, consider this entire episode your application to 90 Day Fiance, and let's see if somebody will pick this up. I'll make sure to clip only the best parts.
I'd be great. I would start all the drama. I'm a very dramatic person, as you can tell by this podcast. I can do crazy stuff. I could be crazier than Natalia. I could be fucking crazy. I can be going fucking ape shit. I will blow the universe out of proportions. I will be crazier than Angela and 10 times less abusive. I will outdo Big Ed. But not in
Big
like a
Ed?
weird, easy way.
Instead of putting mayo in your hair, she put sriracha.
That's too spicy for me. I'm too white for that.
All right, fine, spicy mayo. That's what to do here.
Yeah, I go to my local store, get some Kewpie mayo, so it's like an upgrade. It's a slight upgrade. One of the it's not one of the grocery store things. It's Kewpie mayo. But I am straight up. If anyone is watching this and is not a part of the US, let's collaborate. I want to be on 90 Day Fiance, and we will collaborate on creating the most insane drama anyone has ever seen. And then we will also have to establish whether slapping is okay.
That is why you should get arrested. That'll add to your application.
I will get arrested for B tier assault. Or maybe A tier. I don't know what A tier is.
You're gonna get
tier assault.
The only thing you'll get arrested for is being horny, and you'll be sent to horny jail.
Damn.
That is where you'll be sent. But for now, that is this episode of the Doodle Heads podcast. Thank you so much for listening to our cop stories. Please follow the law unless you want to be arrested.
Yep. I like being arrested. Great way to make friends.
Prison.